Welcome to Greg and Andy Unleashed. My name's Andy. This is Greg, my co-host.
What's up? How's it going?
And we have got Nathan here with us on the podcast.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Nathan.
And I know Greg's got some questions. He's going to jump into it in a second. Guys, go ahead, like, follow us, subscribe. Just do all of that stuff for us. Greg and Andy Unleashed on Insta. Make sure you go over there. Hit that follow button for us. Also, guys, I know we've just jumped on. We've just had Josh and Tim. You can hear about Josh's narrow escape with death. And some good tips that Tim and Josh gave to us. So I'll hand it straight back over to Greg to hit us off.
All right, boys. All right. Well, again, thank you for listening in if you're listening or watching on YouTube, whatever you're doing. So, our guest today, Nathan, formerly known as Legend 52, mate. Mate, you gotta firstly explain to us what that name means, bro. Where's that heritage come from, bro?
Well, back in 2016, a young Nathan was very interested in Dude Perfect, and filmed a couple TRICKSHOT videos on my iPad and stuff. And then I was just like, yo, I'm going to be YouTube famous. So I started a YouTube channel, and I was just like, what do I call it? It was on like the day after Christmas, I remember. And I was like, what do I call it? And I was like, Legend. I need a catchy name. So I was like, Legend. And I was like, oh, I need a number. So I just went with 52. Don't ask me why.
Is there a reason?
Not really. I mean, like, no, I just kind of like the number. Right. But yeah, I went Legend 52. I uploaded 5 videos in one day because I already had pre-made them. They're pretty dodgy, but and then I just started pumping out videos, got a bit better, got some better cameras and stuff, and then.
Well, to be fair, all of the great brands, they always start in 1952. So
they all had humble beginnings.
It really,
humble beginnings.
I think the number's there.
Yeah, well, it kind of died 4 years ago. The channel.
Yeah. So explain to us why, mate. What happened, mate? Where's the passion? Well, where's it gone?
It was around grade 7, I think. Grade 7 or maybe 8. I started producing some bangers in grade 7. Some decent trick shots.
What's the most amount of views you got, bro?
In one video?
Yeah.
I haven't checked in a while, but last time I checked it was around like 500. Like, that's not crazy, but like...
That's good. That's not bad.
It was 500. Yeah. But,
Yo, you guys better get this to at least 500 then. Come on. Let's get those views up, get the likes up.
That's it, man. That's it.
Yeah, well, I started making videos and then around 7, 8, I kind of know. I don't really know what happened. I kind of slowed down with it, and it just... I remember one day I was halfway through making a video, I just never finished it. And I have half the video on my laptop still.
Yeah, was I on that one? Was
that
the soccer one?
The soccer one.
Were you taking the shots of the fields?
Oh, that was one where I was like, okay, I'm going to revive it. It was like grade 9, and we started filming a video. It was like, we did like this, best trick shot you can do. But then we only filmed one day. So then I came back the next 3 days doing it by myself, trying to get a banger. And it was just terrible. And I look back at the footage, I was like, no man can release this. And I just abandoned it. I posted 2 videos since then, and they were not that good. And
right, guys, I got a thing for the viewers. I reckon, what do you reckon, Nathan? 50 likes or 50 views? I don't even know, bro. Oh. We'll have to see how many views you get. I reckon it's a good number. 50 likes, and Nathan has to do something. The top comment decides what Nathan gets to do. How's that sound? Top comment, bro. I want to see a lot of comments.
Well, top comment's got to have at least like a like amount. Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So
if you get 50 likes, top comment, I'll do it.
50 likes on the video. Top comment. Nathan's down. Handshake agreement. You saw it.
Okay, yeah, it has to be not terrible. Come on.
Make it good. Make it bad. Make it bad. I don't care.
Are you gonna put it in the podcast? The video?
Yeah, we'll plug it. Okay. I don't mind that. So, Nathan, mate, give us a bit of background about yourself. What's your family? What grade in school are you in, and what are you studying? What's the go?
Alright, well, my name's Nathan Holowaty. I'm a Holowaty kid, like Greg. He's my cousin. I'm part of Danny and Jen's family. Got an older brother and sister, both out of school. Both have a missus. Oh. Boy, sorry.
Sister's got a missus.
Brother's got a missus. A sister's got a man. Currently on the market. But got that husband potential, if you know what I mean. Okay. I'm 16. I'm 16. Sorry, my bad.
Keep it running, mate. Keep it running.
Okay, I'm 16. I go to Genesis, and I'm studying like, I do like engineering. I do math methods, ag science, stuff like that. Yeah.
So just general subjects. Like it's not nothing too serious.
Nothing too serious. I mean, engineering is a bit harder.
Did you say you're grade 11 or?
Grade 11, yeah.
Yeah, grade 11. Yeah, nice. And what are your thoughts for after school?
After school, I want to serve God with my life. I want to be a preacher or a pastor. I felt called to do that since I was in grade 6.
Actually, just go back to that moment. I want to know, because a lot of people say they get called by God, but how was that experience for you? What actually happened?
I remember it really clearly. I could point exact spot I was sitting in church, sitting like towards the back right, and I was sitting with Josiah Wells.
No, true.
2018 leadership conference. I'm pretty sure it was Feed My Sheep.
Yep.
Oh, that was 2016. Actually, I don't remember, but it was 2018. Pastor Shimish. I remember him clearly. I was kind of dead. Like I was grade 6. I was like 12. I didn't care too much about it. I was sitting there, kind of done. It was like the third session. And I was sitting there, I was like, man, I'm getting bored. And then I see Pastor Shimish. I remember watching him walk up the side of the stage. And I was just like, oh, all right, I'll just have a listen. And I remember like really feeling like I need to listen as he was walking up. And he was preaching. And man, he was going crazy. I remember he was like giving his story about how he was growing up, how he was a preacher. And like he was telling me stories about people like throwing food at him when he was preaching, stuff like tomatoes and stuff. And he was like, I remember at one point he started banging the pulpit. He was like, we need more preachers. And like, I was like, far out. And it was hitting home. And then I remember it really clearly. No one knew at this point, like, no one in my family, at least I didn't even think about being like a preacher really. I still wanted to be a pilot at this point. And I just remember him saying really sternly, if God's called you to preach, stand up right now. And I like looked at it and like it really hit me deep. And I turned and I looked at my dad and he was sitting back behind me a bit. And then he just nodded. And I was like, I just didn't know how he knew. I never said anything. And I was like, all right. And I stood up and I really felt like it was, yeah, that's what God wanted me to do. And I remember Pastor Shimish told me to come down to the front. Pastor Lloyd prayed with me. And then later the next day was leadership conference again. I chatted with Pastor Shimish in his office what was this room, what this room used to be. And yeah, he said he wasn't surprised when he saw me stand up. He was actually expecting it. And I was like, far out.
That's crazy.
And yeah, and I've just been like, yeah, working towards that ever since. And yeah, that's my end dream. I want to do that really good. So
yeah. So I guess leading up from that, I have no idea. How do you go into pastoring straight from school? What are the pathways?
Oh well, what I want to do is after school. A lot of people like go to Bible college and stuff. That is an option I can do. Go to Bible college, but after school, my dad next year we're going to check out West Coast Bible College in the US and see what it's like. Either I can go to West Coast for 4 years and study there, the Bible college, but I'll probably do like maybe a Bible college online. I'll do internship under pastor, and which is pretty much like you just like see how he does his job and stuff, and you like study with him.
Yeah, nice.
Jabez does that now.
Yeah.
And obviously take chances where I can to like serve and like preach. Like I do at youth, I take chances there to, practice giving messages and stuff. Yeah, and then I obviously study because there's not many churches that support their pastor full time like this one. So this one can, which is really good for pastor. But I was thinking either doing trade, working with A grade.
Right. That's crazy.
Or I'll probably go to uni and do study teaching because I'll be interested in like doing primary school teaching or something. Like I'm interested in history and stuff. That wouldn't be a bad choice, and they need school teachers. So
that's good.
Yeah,
man. That's good. You got any questions, Andy? You ask?
Yeah, bro. I know. Obviously, leading on from that, you're talking about leadership conference, and we just had our leadership conference here. Probably like 3 weeks ago now. I noticed you were pretty heavily involved in that. talk us through how that was and maybe the things that you learnt from it, or maybe it was from the leadership conference as a whole, or maybe just talk us through that conference from your perspective.
Sure. Well, real quick, can I say how I met Andy?
Yeah, go on.
All right. Well, sure. I remember. Do you remember this?
No, here we go.
Do you remember this?
I think so.
It was. I remember. Mate, I was on the court, and I'm kicking the ball around, the soccer ball and stuff, and I got like some kids, like they're all running around, we're kicking it, playing a game across the court. And I see this man, this absolutely fire-looking man, start walking on the court. I'm like, who is this gangster? Never seen this guy before. And he comes up, and he like, who's just walking around, looking around, and I was just like, I can't remember if I introduced myself straight away or you just started playing, but I think, yeah, he came in and said, oh, can I play? And I was just like, oh, for sure. And I was like, man, your name is Andy. Bro started saucing up, making everyone, scoring goals, like, far out. And I think we invited you to come to futsal on Thursday nights. Yeah. And you said, oh, I'll be down in Sydney, but I'll come up. And then, yeah, you came and played a few times, and that's, like, the first time I remember meeting you.
Yeah, that's true. That's literally what I was thinking as well. I was playing with a whole bunch of kids and Nathan, and I think maybe Josh as well. But it was good times, Yo, but I gotta say, just quickly, when I came and played futsal for the first time, like I'm not great at soccer, but I'm not like
my guy is absolute beast.
I'm not like bad. Yo, I was playing with these guys. I was getting destroyed. Greg here is just like running through everyone. Sebastian, just like I'm just like
Sebastian's Colombian. He has the blood.
And they're a good team. So
but once you got comfortable, mate. I
gotta get them into coming into play for the soccer rally later in the year.
Yeah, in Sydney.
We'll see how we go.
I'm down. That's good, man. Yeah.
Sorry. So come back to your question.
So that's about leadership conference?
Leadership conference. Yeah, run us through how that was for you, the experience of it. I know I saw that you were heaps busy with it. I know with the kids, you were doing a skit and stuff. So yeah, talk us through some of the highlights of the leadership conference, mate.
Well, I didn't actually get to sit in any sessions, leadership conference, but I was serving in the kids ministry the whole time, and then when kids, they call it kids conference. When that ended, I did live stream on the last night. But, so kids conference was really good. A lot of kids, pretty much we just, sometimes we do some crafts. We'll start off with games on the court, and then we'll do some crafts and stuff, and then, have a message. Jabez gave the messages. They'll sing some songs, do a memory verse, and then we had the famous skit of, Stella and Buddy. And I was Buddy. And Rachel Davey was Stella. And pretty much 2 astronauts going through space trying to find God. But along the way they get lost, make some bad friends. And they learn that the Bible is their compass and how they live their life. And they learn some verses, how God's with them. And then some funny skits. Throwing ice cream, not real ice cream, ice cream cone. Stella's throwing it across the room. But yeah, the kids liked it. It was good fun. And Jabez, he was very good. Yeah. I'll just say round of applause, Jabez, Gazelle, everyone who was really involved.
Shout out Jabez.
Yeah, Jabez was good. And then obviously all of the ladies were involved, and Andy too was a part of it too.
Well done, mate. Well done.
And everyone who was involved with that did really good.
Because that was a very makeshift kind of event. Because it wasn't someone supposed to do it and they sort of pulled out last minute or something. And then
I don't know all the details, but all I know is Jabez did really good. And I remember the last morning, I think it was ended on a morning or was it a night? I don't remember what the last thing was. But I remember he was giving maybe it was the last time, he was giving his message and he was talking about God's dinner party in the sky. Talking about heaven and the dinner. Mm-hmm. At the table we'll sit down. Anyway, that's a hymn reference by the way. Anyway, so pretty much Jay was just talking about the dinner party and everyone has a spot reserved, but not everyone accepts it. And then he was talking to the kids and says, imagine you're sitting at the dinner table and you look to your left and there's an empty seat. And I was like, damn, that's kind of sad. And then you look to the name and you see it's your brother or sister. And I was like, nah, bro, you can't be hitting the kids this deep. But it was I'm not even lying, it was hitting me as well. I'm a leader standing there. It's imagine you see the name of your brother and sister at the table. And then you ask God, where are they? Why aren't they here? And he says, well, I invited them, but they never came. No one told them. And I was just like, far out.
That's deep.
And the kids were listening, that's for sure. And kids had fun. A lot of them were telling me like, "Oh, is it on tonight?" And I'm like, "No." Like, very angry.
Yeah, nice.
Not angry. No nice kids, but yeah.
Yeah, nice, man. No, that's cool. That's good that that ran smoothly and that all that effort that wasn't for nothing, you know. And people took stuff away. That's awesome. What's another question, Nathan?
On the fly.
I really am right now. Okay, actually, that's a great point. On the fly, what is going on with you and your flight simulators, bro?
Oh, I thought you were about to say
Your
something.
planes, bro. What are you
I thought you were about to go, what's going on with you? And then I was like, no, don't dog me now.
No, I'm not talking to you. Nah, what's the go of this whole flight thing? Are you trying to be a pilot, bro?
Oh,
Be honest,
okay. Well, I've wanted to be a pilot since I was young. Really, like I wanted to be a pilot my whole life, really. And like I really started getting interested in it a few years ago, and like I was like really looking into it, Qantas flight school after school and stuff. And
can I just say this one quick story, bro? I pull up to this guy's crib, and he's got the flight simulator set up in front of this big. How big is your TV? It's huge. It's like absolute cinema screen. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I've just set up a flight to New Zealand. I'm like, okay, so what are you doing? Like, he's in the sky. I'm like, what are you doing for these next 2 hours? He's like, oh, I'm just sitting here and watching it. I'm like, what, are you controlling? He's like, nah, it's autopilot. I'm like, what is the point, bro? Like, come on, man. Like,
it's the experience. I took off.
This guy's taking it to
Got
heart.
the autopilot going to Queenstown,
Bro.
and then I was just waiting. I didn't just sit there. He left just as he came in just as I turned the autopilot on. So it looked like I was just been sitting there. But it was like 2 hours. I got up, did stuff, and then came back, landed it.
Oh my days, mate. I got nothing to say, bro. That's commitment.
But no, yeah, so I got like a flight simulator. Not like a full on like got the big thing you sit in it and close the door, but it's like just a what's it called again? A yoke and throttle. Got landing gear, you know.
So sorry.
Yeah.
Are you trying to go into that or no?
Oh, well, I personally think not it was a temptation, but it was just like God saying like, do you want to serve me or do you want to do what you want to do with your life? And it was a real struggle for me, like coming to terms that I had to give that up if I wanted to, because you can't be a pilot and a pastor. That just doesn't work. I mean, you can get your pilot's license, but you can't like. I want to do commercial flying. That takes up all your time. You're flying from here to there, staying away, and that just wouldn't work. And it's just like, nothing stopped me from getting my private license, but like, I had to give up what I wanted to do to serve God, and that's what I decided on. It was hard to come to terms with it, but
I still think that's a pretty cool like idea of using like your pilot's license for God. Like you could use it for flying and stuff, you know, for missionaries.
Yeah. I could see that happening. Yeah, I'm not. Well, like, you know Mal, the guy in the wheelchair? He tells me he has a flight simulator at home and he sits there, flies planes and listens to messages. Like, sermons and stuff. And he said to me...
some ideas here, mate.
He was chatting to me after I did the youth message and he said to me, do you still want to be a pilot? And I said, I think I have to give that up if I want to serve God. And he said to me, God doesn't put those things on your heart for no reason. Like, things that you really are interested in. And I was just like...
That's a good point. There's probably ways that you can work with it, bro.
Yeah, that's what... but right now I'm just focusing on finishing school.
Of course. No, that's good, man. So, I guess... I got to ask, bro. You just... Is that it for Legend 52, man? Is it going to come back? Come on, be honest, bro. I want to see it back. I want to see a return.
Okay, I'm going to be honest.
Can you imagine the comeback right now? After 4 years. You've got loyal... But how many subscribers have you lost? Not many. They're still there.
There's people telling me, like, I'm waiting for the new upload. Where is it? And I'm not even like... I low-key want to drop a new fire video.
What would you do it on, mate? What would it be?
Just random trick shots. Like, start off with a random trick shot. Like, random trick shots 1, and I've done random trick shots 2. Now, come back with the random trick shots 3. Random trick shots is just like, there's no like, frisbee trick shots. It's just like a whole bunch of different kinds of trick shots. And I was like, I've half made my video already. It's got a fire intro, right? I'm not even having. If I drop it, I'll give the podcast a shout out in the video. In the video.
That's good. All right. So, what, 50 likes, top comment. I don't even know if we're going to get that many likes, but if we do...
Make it happen.
He's
If
doing
they want,
Yo, like it up, people. We're getting to 50. Give us a top comment so that we can
Share the
get
video.
Nathan here to do that video.
100%. All right, Nathan. One more question from me. What's like a takeaway for you from your life that you would like to give the audience, mate? A bit of wisdom, mate. I mean. Just something, mate. What do you got to say to the audience, bro? Like people listening from home.
Should I hit him with the Master Uruguay quote?
Go on, bro.
Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. But today is a gift. Shut up. Not to restart it, bro. No.
Dude,
I need one-on-one eye contact with the camera.
Make good eye contact.
Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. But today is a gift. That's why it's called the present.
Boom.
That's straight from Kung Fu Panda. Me and Panda are like, bro. White and big.
Hey, fuck.
He's my guy. Anyway,
I respect that,
that's
mate.
my wisdom.
Andy, any questions from you, mate?
Oh, thanks for some great life advice there, mate.
You're
No,
welcome.
this is a great quote. I always love good quotes. Nah, it's, I think you summed it up pretty well, mate. Where does your soccer skills come from? Did you play soccer during school or?
Well, back when I was younger, mate, I played for North Side. Oh, I played for Ace first. I remember playing for Ace. And then I played North Side with Josh Holowaty, the guy who's just on the podcast last episode. Him and I played in the same team, and I actually have a funny story. He played centre back, and I played attacking midfield, and sometimes I played striker. The striker wasn't there, but I played attacking midfield, and the ball was rolling to Josh, and he's like, I don't know if you know how a pitch works, but our goal's here. I'm talking to the viewers, not you. Okay, I'll talk to you.
People listen to something.
No, it's good. It's good.
Nah, it's good.
Sometimes some people might be thinking it's like 4 bases. And
There's no flags, guys.
Okay. Oh, anyway, their goals, our goals here. Josh is defending. He's like near the box, and then I'm like sprinting through halfway. And
So sorry. Quick interjection. So where's the flag and the hole where you're supposed to hit it?
Can't be doing me like that. All right, so the ball is rolling towards Josh, and he's looking at the goal. Goalkeeper's actually like a bit out towards the edge of the box. He's like, easy goal scoring opportunity. So he belts the ball from like before halfway, not even capping it. I mean, the field was probably a bit smaller because we were a bit younger, but like it wasn't still tiny. And he smashes it, and it's just floating in the air. I'm sprinting now. This is when I'm back when I had pace, boys. I was sprinting. This is back in the
The olden days.
No, I was sprinting for this ball. It's flying down. I'm like, oh, is this going
Free
in?
KFC.
No,
I'm joking. I'm playing.
It bounces off the crossbar, comes down, and I'm standing right there to tap it in. And Josh, he was getting mad. He was going off at me at half time. Why did that go in? And I'm like, sorry, bro.
Hey, you were there to get it, man. That's what matters, bro.
That's right. Positioning.
It's like Erling Haaland, bro. He's always there to tap it in. I like that.
I think that's the end of our podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Coming on the podcast, mate.
you.
Guys, again, go comment, like, subscribe.
Subscribe
You've
to
got
Legend
to like
52.
this, guys. We've got to get it to 50. Let's get those likes up so we can get Nathan to go ahead and give us that trick shot video.
Subscribe
All
to
right,
Legend
guys. Thanks
52.
for watching. It's Greg and Andy Unleashed.